I'll take a bit of applause for that because I shot that video with Professor Carlos Nobre in the Brazilian Amazon. Now, why I was hanging out with the world's top scientists studying the Amazon, we'll come back to that story later. But today, I want to share the story of a man who went from being climate ignorant to climate aware to climate obsessed. My name is Rajeev Rajam, and I'm the founder CEO of an edtech company that offers live virtual travel-based learning. As I was boarding my flight last night from London, I was reminded of a line that I had read in David Wells's book, which said that for every return trip between London and New York, the planet loses 3 square meters of Arctic ice. The thought wriggled around in my brain. I became uncomfortable. I was grieving for my planet. I was remorseful for the part I played in its destruction. But this feeling of unease, this was new to me. Because up until 1 year back, I would have ridiculed anyone who came up to me with facts like these. I was a successful entrepreneur on the bandwagon of capitalism, and I was happy. So what caused this change? A chance trip to Kibera, the largest slum in Africa, where 250,000 people live in an area smaller than Central Park. And although there's abject poverty in the slums, Kibera, the residents of Kibera, have built a system of life around it. They have little schools where kids go to learn. They have ways and means in which they've created a system of life, a semblance of normalcy. Not anymore, said my tour guide, because now we cannot predict rains. And when it rains without warning in Kibera, the filth and the plastic and the garbage, it turns into a river. And it seeps into homes, causing death and destruction and disease. I looked at the little kids who rallied around me. Something was shifting. Not here, but here. With trip after trip, I now started looking. And everywhere I went, I saw the evidence of climate change. It was as if I was seeing the world with a new pair of eyes. All of this I had never seen before. And so I started digging into climate literature. And the more I read, the more I realized that I was like that character from the story, Rip Van Winkle, the chap who went to sleep for 20 years and woke up in another time in another place when the world had changed. I had sleepwalked through floods and hurricanes and wars that were a direct result of climate change. I was sleepwalking when youngsters like Xie were trying to raise us from our slumber. And I looked around me, and I found that I was not alone. Around me, millions of Rip Van Winkles, blissfully ignorant. And so we decided we had to do something. I was inspired to take action. And we thought, what can we do to channelize these energies? We realized that to move the needle on climate change, we first need to get everyone into this discussion. All the Rip Van Winkles need to be in on this. And for this, we need climate education that doesn't just move here, but also moves here. We also realized that climate education is, in fact, actually one of the most powerful climate mitigation strategies. New research now shows that if only 16% of students in high-income countries were to be climate educated, we can achieve a 19 gigaton reduction in CO2. That's 16%. Imagine if every learner, if every corporate employee, every student could be climate educated. Imagine what we could achieve. So we created the world's first climate education program, which now takes learners on live virtual sessions around the planet, where they can meet people, where they can interact with cultures, where they can feel the impact of climate change like I did, but where they can also learn solutions in sustainability from thought leaders, from innovators, and from scientists, which is why I was hanging out with Professor Carlos Nobre in the Amazon. Which is why I traveled to Amsterdam, a city that is fast-forwarding its journey to sustainability. discovered the work of two brilliant women, a biologist and an economist, both working in different diverse domains, but their work transforming and meeting the vision of a sustainable future. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to two change makers. Janine Benyus, founder of Biomimicry, and Kate Raworth, the founder of the Donut Economics. So let's have a look at what these wonderful women are doing to change the world.